Good evening, madam. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, India's G20 presidency, World Health Organization 75th year anniversary, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns. In collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute, Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. And today we are also celebrating an auspicious festival of Diwali, Naraka Chaturdashi. So on this occasion, we welcome you all and wish you all happy, prosperous, safe, colorful Diwali. So before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions. Today, we are celebrating Deepavali and also Diwali across the world. It is not only celebrated by Hindu community at large, but also by everyone, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, ethnicity, race. People love to lit lamps today and distribute sweets and savories, and not only involved in various gatherings and celebrations. Today is the day to spread joy, happiness, and also to come together to promote global peace, harmony. So today, across the world, Diwali is celebrated. So Diwali is celebrated on the 15th lunar day of the month of Kartika in the Hindu calendar, and the dates change in reference to the English calendar. Only in English calendar the dates change, the Hindu calendar remains same. As we have discussed this, why there is a difference, as English calendar has lot of lacunae, pitfalls that makes it a faulty calendar when compared to ancient calendars like Hindu calendar. But not everyone is so comfortable, with this, following these astronomical based on astronomical sciences. Basically, our days and nights, seasons, years are formed based on the rotation of Earth and Moon around the Sun. So it will be difficult for common people without much practice. Even ancient people have very good practice of remembering time and measuring time. But nowadays, we are more dependent on gadgets rather than on the climate and environmental changes. So that's why nowadays it's difficult for the people unless and until they are observing their environment. So for making it easier to measure time, this English calendar was brought into practice. That's why generally these are based on just the number of days in a month and various other aspects, which does not truly reflect the nature or the environment or the movement of Earth or Moon in its own axis or around the Sun. So that's why there is a lot of irregularities when coming to English calendar. But anyway, that is very convenient for all of us. That's why it's quite popular. So anyway, we'll not get into that. We have a calendar day commemoration where we'll get into detail about what happened and why so many calendars have came, because everyone wanted their own calendars to be created and followed. So that's how many, even every religion wanted their own calendars. So like a lot of calendars were created for their own reasons. But the time which is beyond the space is always, beyond everything, beyond religion. No matter whether any religion exists or not, time will exist forever. And we are all, based on time and space. So whether we follow the time or not, consciously or unconsciously, the life process keeps changing. The process keeps going on. So the dates change in reference to the English calendar, but usually fall between mid-October and mid-November. So this year it takes place on November 12th, that is today. So Deepavali marks the victory of good over evil. Although in Hindu ancient scriptures there are several legends of the day's origin, the celebration and rituals remain similar across the world. In the weeks leading up to Diwali, the streets of the Little India, especially in Singapore and across the world, especially in India, are abuzz with people shopping in bazaar, eating street delicacies, preparing at home, whoever can prepare at home, otherwise buying homemade sweets and savories and makeshift food crafts and enjoying motifs on the streets and so on. So this week or this month or this day is a day of celebration, is a day of cherishing the memories. So as we said, we have a lot of tales, stories, legend, or whatever it is called as. If we start with the tale of Ramayana, the most famous epic in Hinduism, it is a story about one of the greatest kings of the all time, the ideal for any human being on the planet, who is none other than Lord Rama, was the rightful king of Panchala, an ancient kingdom that predominantly covered the Indian subcontinent and the ancient India, which now includes various neighboring countries and subcontinents. But due to a family politics by the stepmother, and he was exiled for 14 years from his home. So he went to live in the forest, and his devoted wife and brother also followed him. So a lot happened during these 14 years. I'm very brief in this story because today is festival. So we would like to give you some time and not take much time here. So a lot has happened during these 14 years, including the abduction of Sita, who is Lord Rama's wife. There is a reason for that. A great war ensued to bring back the queen, who was abducted by the evil King Ravana, who himself was a great scholar and a staunch devotee of Lord Shiva. But because of his evil thoughts, by taking the side of bad or evil, how one, in spite of being so much wise, powerful, also, gets destroyed by following the wrong path, is the moral of this story. So the war came to be known as the greatest war of all time and symbolized the fight between good and evil. Finally, ultimately, Lord Rama has won the war. And by the time war ended, 14 years of exile has also come to an end. They returned home on the new moon night, and the citizens of Ayodhya, capital of Rama's kingdom, lit up their homes and streets to welcome the king home, hence sparkling the beginning of Deepavali or Diwali. So Deepavali is the union of two words, Deep, which means lamp, and Vali means array of lamps. So even in Singapore city, Little India lights up during the Indian festive season, literally and figuratively. So in India and across the world, where people celebrate this Diwali, lit up earthen lamps with oil and light up their homes and surroundings and decorate with rangoli and all flowers after cleaning the homes. So people from across the city visit the locale to celebrate or get the glimpse of the festivities in this Little India in Singapore and also in India and across the world. So the Sanatana Dharma is the foremost of the humankind, or even before that. So all religions originated from Sanatana Dharma only. We can say the differences between ideologies or different philosophies or different beliefs that has created groups of people who in turn formed their own ideologies, created their own gods, and thus got divided. So today's all religions, whichever religion you name it, have all roots back to Sanatana Dharma. So you can see all the religions which are prevalent on the world have roots to Sanatana Dharma. Like, everyone creates their own dish, their own lifestyle, their own dress kind of thing. People also started creating their own religions, their own belief systems. But at the end of the day, we are all part of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And we all are human beings. And we all are one family, irrespective of religion, which we are subscribed to. You can subscribe to any religion for that matter. That doesn't matter. It's like subscribing to any channel. So you like that channel, you follow, subscribe it, you follow it. And if you don't like it, you unsubscribe it, block it. as simple, and follow it as simple as it. There are, when you are subscribed, but the end of the day, what you have to remember is we all follow, we have to follow the Sanatana Dharma, because that follow, that gives us universal principles, universal rules, nature laws that should be abided by everyone for global peace and harmony. It is not just by the human beings, but entire species follow the nature of the nature of law, or the law of nature. When we deviate it, we see a lot of disasters because we are moving against this law of nature. We can see idol worship is also quite common in Hinduism, which originates much more earlier than the Indus Valley civilization. And today we can see idol worship. As I said, all religions came from Sanatana Dharma only. It's only just because of difference of their opinions, philosophies, or their beliefs. They have, separated, and they have created their own ideology, religion, and also their own symbols of worship. In Islam, they have Allah tombs that are worshipped. Even in Christianity, they have created idols like Jesus or Mary, and lot of idols. And even in Buddhism, Jainism, Buddha idol, and almost in every religion, they have one or other idol. Idol may be in any form. It may be in the form of human, it may be in the form of animal, or it may be in the form of symbol. But we see idol worship is existent in almost all the religions, either in a physical form or in an abstract form. So Indian cuisines, especially today, a lot of sweets and savories are prepared and distributed among the families, neighborhood, to share and spread the joy and happiness. So many rituals and collective prayers are performed on this day. So you can visit your nearest communities, community gatherings, temples to offer your prayers. People also wear ethnic clothes and buy gifts, preferably gold and silver, and sweets and savories. And the custom also includes visiting families and friends and sharing with them these sweets and savories and love and affection. And many people also organize cultural activities, fun activities, games, as Deepavali is a symbol of prosperity and, winning anything, like especially cash or something, can be a good omen for the rest of the year. So people also organize small competitions, where everyone gets an opportunity to win. Basically here, it's an important message that is giving that everyone gets an opportunity to win. And so that this day takes a good sign and good hope of prosperity in the coming days for the next year. And Diwali or Deepavali is also known as Festival of Lights, lasting over 5 days. And the holiday is celebrated by millions across the world of Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, and almost all religions in different ways. So as already mentioned, the name of the festival is derived from Deepavali, which means row of lamps. And especially clay lamps or mud lamps are used, which is also an eco-friendly and sustainable, which also provides rural livelihood for the people who and various artists here who prepare these and sell it on various occasions. So this provide them livelihood, and because it is prepared with clay, that is mud, it is eco-friendly, nature-friendly, and also completely degradable, so that there is no pollution, and 100% there is reuse, recyclable, without effect causing any harm to the nature or environment. That's why don't buy these, all these porcelain or different kinds of lamps, because again that creates a lot of pollution. Always, that's why it is very important to go back to ancient scriptures, or where there is also mention of how to celebrate festivals. All the festivals, especially in Sanatana Dharma, I mean, especially in Hinduism, are all nature friendly, eco friendly, environment friendly, which are sustainable, which provide livelihood to almost all the species on the planet in one way or the other. Not like various other festivals, like we see, New Year Day, lot of lights are lit and lot of energy is consumed, and lot of pollution, light pollution, sound pollution, by burning of crackers. And there is also species also get destroyed by excessive light, 24/7 light. These, and also a lot of energy which is required. Energy, most of the energy, most of the electricity are produced by utilizing the fossil fuels, which are limited. But what happens, when across the world these New Year celebrations are celebrated, especially lot of energy is wasted, lot of energy is consumed, and we talk about so much. And today we see a lot of people, drinking and roaming around on the roads and partying everywhere, creating a lot of pollution and burning firecrackers across the world. At least festivals like Diwali, very few people celebrate. But New Year is celebrated by across the world. So almost 800 billion people, burning crackers creates a huge pollution rather than what it creates on Diwali. And also, lot of industries creates lot of pollution. And when compared to them, Diwali's, firecrackers is very less. It is also scientifically proved based on various research reports we have, how much on a single day of Diwali, how much pollution is created. But the industries, the automobiles we use across the world creates thousands of many times much more than what we create on one day of Diwali, and that too daily. So unnecessarily creating a scene or creating an issue around these festivals is have to be thought as a propaganda to target one community for vested interest. Because we are conscious people, we are educated, and we are wise people, people with knowledge. So we should also see what propaganda, because a lot of disinformation and misinformation which is spread across, we have to see what kind of propaganda is being spread by the people with vested interests. Because this is also a day which commemorates good over evil. So we should know what are the various evil elements that are happening in and around us, so that we are aware and consciously win over those evil things. So as the name specifies Deepavali, and thus the reason lights are symbolic of this festival, and light is the one which paves way for the knowledge and wisdom, which paves way from darkness to the light. So on this day, people celebrating also use sparklers, fireworks to fuel the inner light, that spirituality protects them from the darkness. And of course, earlier days, these firecrackers were burnt not only just for the sake of celebration, but also to keep these mosquitoes and other things away from the homes, which otherwise have, even today malaria doesn't have any vaccine, and even today many people are dying with malaria, and that is a fact everyone has to accept. So even today, after science has so much developed, there are many diseases which do not have any treatment or vaccine. But now things are there that we are trying to protect ourselves by living in closed spaces and protecting ourselves with lot of repellents which are creating again lot of toxicants, releasing toxins and creating health issues to us. But still, mosquitoes also adapted to all these things, and they are able to survive and overcome these things. So why we are talking about is there is a lot of science and lot of trade and economy behind these celebrations and festivals. But lot of propaganda, misinformation, disinformation that is being spread across these, especially these Hindu festivals, are destroying the economy, destroying the global peace and harmony among the people. And many people are losing their livelihoods, especially artisans and rural people who are entirely dependent on these festivals for their livelihood. So they and their families and the people who are dependent on them. And many cultures are getting lost, many languages and many traditions are getting lost because they are no longer being used actively. These festivals are also a platform for various cultural practices, cultural activities where different artisans come together and perform on these festivals, and that becomes their livelihood. And not only that, we are also promoting cultural diversity through promoting various art forms and culture, these traditional dance forms and various other traditional forms in the, which are part of cultures and traditions. We need to protect them, we need to conserve them, but not celebrating them and keeping ourselves away from them and bringing out new, these Western cultures and all these things. We are destroying our own culture with our own hands. So we need to celebrate festivals in a sustainable way, which promotes overall holistic development, promoting cultures and tradition, different art forms, dance forms, and different artisans, which also provide not only joy, entertainment, but also to provide various aspects of development. So the beauty of Diwali or Deepavali is not just limited to the celebration of just one historical event. Each religion remembers different stories and historical events behind it. As we said, every religion celebrates this in different form and has different stories or legends associated with. Hindus honor the return of their religious deities like as mentioned, Lord Sita and Rama to Ayodhya following an exile of 14 years, the day when goddess mother Durga destroyed demon. Mahishasura is also celebrated, especially Dasara is dedicated to that. Even today is also celebrated. The festival of lights also honors the seventh incarnation of Lord Vishnu in the form of Sri Rama, Ramchandra. Sikhs also celebrate the release of the sixth Guru, Har Gobind Singh, from prison in 1619. Remarkably, the foundation stone of the holiest place for Sikhs, the Golden Temple of Amritsar, was embedded in 1577 on Diwali. Even for Jains, Lord Mahavira, the founder of the religion called Jainism, reached the state of nirvana or moksha on the occasion of Diwali. Regardless, and there are many to mention, regardless of any of the events or religion surrounding it, Diwali brings with it happy tidings and a promise for a better tomorrow. People zealously light lamps in their houses and throw grand feasts to celebrate happiness, good times, and good fortune. Today, this is a vegetarian festival, so there is no animal cruelty, animal suffering, animal pain, or violation of human rights that is occurring on this day, where we see a lot of feast, especially when we hear about feast, we hear about lot of animal killings, animal cruelty, violation of animal rights, consumption of animals and birds, as a food. It creates lot of things which are unsustainable and which is violation of human rights and also the animal rights. So all these things, regardless of all these things, today feasts are organized, which is completely vegetarian, which promotes sustainable development, vision, and sustainable, and to share the food and joy and happiness to all around. And purity, cleanliness, and brightness are all synonymous with Diwali. The new harvest and the new financial year in the business community also begins on this season. And Diwali festivities last 5 days. On the first day, people clean their houses and buy kitchen utensils or gold as a sign of good fortune. On the second day, colorful decorations and clay lamps are furnished. Day 3, the main day of Diwali, brings families together for Lakshmi Puja, during which they praise and perform rituals for Goddess Lakshmi for prosperity of them, their family and neighbors, and also for the well-being of the world and planet for all, and host grand feasts and dinners that are pure vegetarian. The same festivities then continue on days 4 and 5 with the exchange of gifts and welcoming families and friends into homes. So these 5 days is a grand festive season. So that there are various mentions of this festival being celebrated since 1st century and beyond. Nagananda is Sanskrit play, refers to Deepavali when lamps are lit and brides and grooms receive gifts. In 7th century, Portuguese traveler Domingos Pace documents his Diwali experience with the Hindu Vijayanagara Empire in a travelogue in 16th century. The Diwali festivities came to the Met, New York, with a grand performance in 2015. A law allowing only 2 hours for fireworks is passed due to safety concerns in 2018. See, we have created so much laws for creating pollution, but unfortunately, that is going to drain but we are very successful to create a law that prohibits fireworks, which is just a percentage of pollution that is created. In fact, no, this is what we are leaving the entire elephant and the tail gets stuck. There is one saying, the entire animal goes out and the tail gets struck. So these are kind of things we do. Unfortunately, our policy makers and the ones who implement are leaving the entire thing, and the bigger problems are not being addressed, but the small things which address a different kind of things that promote peace, harmony, and all sorts of development, overall development are being targeted, unfortunately, because of this false propaganda that is happening, misinformation, disinformation. And Diwali, as we mentioned, it is a festival of lights, mainly celebrated as festival of lights and food and savories, sweets and savories, as it lasts for 5 days and symbolizes the spirituality in the form of good versus evil, light versus darkness, knowledge versus ignorance. Diwali, like Deepavali, also means a spring of lights, which is also derived from the Sanskrit word Deepavali. Muslims also, as I've said, Jains celebrate, Sikhs celebrate, Hindus celebrate, even Muslims and Christians also celebrate this festival. Muslims have been celebrating Diwali for centuries, most prevalently during Mughal era in the subcontinent. Though they do not hold any historical or religious significance for Muslims, but still, even there are some legends or stories also for them. Even Christians also have been celebrating Diwali also. But, the way they conduct is a little bit different, but almost the celebrations are same for everyone. And it is not just about legends or the stories and the lights. Diwali is also celebration of love, having fun with the family and friends, exchange gifts, host delicious dinners or lunch or food feast, watch firework displays together, and share the feeling of joy and togetherness, and promote global peace and harmony. Fresh flowers, colorful rangolis, and bright clothes. So, a lot of shopping that takes place this week, and also display of artistic abilities through various rituals and activities, especially cultural and extracurricular activities. And this day also resembles the prosperity. So Goddess Lakshmi is meant to be appeased and worshipped for her blessing. Who doesn't want the health and wealth and prosperity? So irrespective of any religion, everyone keeps praying for the health, well-being, and prosperity. Ultimately, Deepavali stands as a celebration of light taking over darkness, the timeless triumph of good over evil. And it is the most important day celebrated across the world, which is almost as grand as Christmas and New Year, as celebrated by other religious communities. So the government of India had to ban the sale of fireworks and sparklers during Diwali in recent years due to increase in accidents and pollution. Due to an increase in accidents and pollution. But anyway, these trackers are not just, burnt on just Diwali, but on various occasions are also is there. But always we have to be cautious, even For that matter, even cooking is also at times danger. We have seen many fire accidents that happen the time of cooking. So does that mean that we should not cook at all? So we have to take precautions, whatever we do. Even every activity is associated with certain amount of risk. So if we take safety precautions, so we are always safe. And moreover, we are more conscious, especially Hindus who are, more like an ideals or a role models for others, have been always conscious about the environment and pollution. So most of them have reduced or even gave up the practices of burning these firecrackers and celebrating a green Diwali. So we see a lot of people are, creating a message like unless in times of Christmas or New Year and other festivals, where a huge firecrackers are burnt, huge lights and all this energy is consumed. So Hindus have been very actively playing a proactive role in spreading a message that we can also celebrate festivals without burning firecrackers and limiting. At the same time, we have to be also conscious that these practices don't go away completely, because the upcoming generations, future generations, should also the joy and happiness. So we cannot give away completely, but we can reduce significantly. That is what happening now. So we can go with an alternative sustainable methods and at the same time reduce as much as we can, because other industrial pollutants, automobile, more and more of automobiles are coming onto the roads, and that is creating a huge pollution. They are actually the main sources of the pollution, but we are not able to control them. But addressing these things will not be an effective way to control, because this is a one day ritual, one day thing that happens, and if you control one day, there is not going to make any significant difference, because many times even thousand hundred 100,000 times more pollution is caused daily by different pollutants, polluting industries, polluting automobiles. So this is not a reason, but anyway, as Hindus are being more conscious, aware, and being role models for various sustainable practices. So Hindus continue to reduce, not only just Hindus, whoever is celebrating continues to reduce the use of fireworks on this festival, limiting themselves to, lighting up of lamps, especially with clay lamps or mud lamps, which is 100% eco-friendly, natural. And the festival has increased in popularity across the world, not only just in India, with annual celebrations taking place in communities in London, Sydney, Toronto, Singapore, and many more countries. So no matter how old we get, we are always going to watch it now at a good display of fireworks. Diwali lights up the streets with lamps. That is one night when the stars are not the only things lighting up the skies. And laughter, music, and celebrations surround everyone on this joyous occasion. This is a week-long grand festivity, brings with it the most spectacular entertainment and enjoyment and memorable, making it more memorable. Diwali is all about positivity. We all are for it. Love, peace, good food, family, friends, gatherings, and just letting the good times roll. This is the spirit of Diwali, instilling good feelings and hope for a better tomorrow. And obviously, in the festival of light, the dazzling lights that are a reason to step out and enjoy the view, as people lit their homes as a symbol of light in their lives that defeats evil over darkness, just like the great war between Lord Rama and Ravana. It is a perfect time to spend time with family and friends, visiting each other, enjoying going to temples each other. The festival brings people together and promotes global peace and harmony. And today, Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi Puja is also performed, who is also a symbolic for goddess of and also represented as the goddess of wealth, auspiciousness, prosperity, and good future, and is the preached deity of the observation. Lord Ganesha, Lord Kubera, and goddess Saraswati are also honored in the puja. And also, Lakshmi Puja signifies a new chapter and a clean slate for the devotees of the goddess. On the eve of Lakshmi Puja, the goddess is believed to be all pervading across the planet, across the earth, across the solar system. So devotees light up their homes with earthen lamps and leave their doors open and doors and windows open to invite her in. So Lakshmi Puja is an annual ritual performed on the third and most important day of Deepavali, and also on the day of Deepavali. The puja meaning worship or rituals. It is an year's most auspicious festival, performing the rites in their homes, requesting the deity to visit their household. As earthen lamps are lit in different places around the house to attract the goddess, upon the conclusion of the main ritual, sweets and savories are distributed throughout the home, and the young take the blessings from their elders. According to Hindu ancient scriptures, the puja is performed to extinguish the bad energy in the home. Fireworks are also often lighted at the entrance of homes to ward off evil spirits and mosquitoes and other, insects that cause diseases. It is also believed that Lakshmi Puja erases all the sins of the past so people can start on a fresh page and repented soul. Millions of devotees mark the date of the festival to initiate a new things and move forward in life. The purchase of new electronics or a hefty investment is common during the day of puja. People clean and decorate their homes to entice goddess. Delicacies are prepared at home, and devotees offer sweet treats and fineries to the goddess. The inspiration behind the cleaning and preparation is to welcome goddess Lakshmi into the home. Scriptures say that it is important to please the goddess, for she holds the power of our wealth and prosperity. So we can see various mentions about goddess Lakshmi. Grandiosity and generosity is featured in the Puranas, the Hindu chronicles of gods and kings. And Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi and Vishnu shrines are discovered in separate temples built in 7th century and in 10th century. And many other were prevalent even before the humankind existed. So the Hindu calendar system gains popularity among all Hindus, and religious observers continue to be observed according to it. And even the biggest Lakshmi Puja also is conducted across the world, and especially in Bengal. Bengal Lakshmi Puja or Kojagari Puja is performed in West Bengal with more than 100,000 devotees in attendance. So, as already mentioned, there are different dates as per the English calendar because, The festival uses the solar sidereal years and the lunar months to determine the day, because that is purely based on science, astronomical data of rotation movement of planet Earth and the moon around the sun. So that based on that, all the Hindu festivals are based on the Hindu calendar, which is a pure and perfect calendar. English calendar is just based on dates, numbers, 30 days, 31 days, and that doesn't change. Even the rotation changes, even the other things change. Also, it remains constant. So that's not a perfect calendar in any way. So there are tons of easy to make Indian sweet recipes on the internet. If you are not familiar, or if you are not part of joint families, or if you are not able to join a family gathering, so you can search on internet, on YouTube. There are lot of Indian easy to make Indian sweets. A gallon of whole milk, cup of a half boiled rice, sugar, and some dry fruits, and you got yourself a bowl of kheer. So on Lakshmi Puja, recreate the ambience of a traditional Indian household in your kitchen. It's very simple. And yeah, clean your house. We are talking about deep cleaning. Okay, carpet off, chandelier down, entertainment center turned off, fridge defrost kind of cleaning. So go bananas with your Kleenex and rubber gloves and wipe down every nook and corner. Generally, festivals also provide an opportunity, because other times we are preoccupied with various things, and we forget the very important health and hygiene of our own environments, of our own homes. Generally, we don't clean every nook and corner, because it consumes a lot of time unless someone is there dedicatedly working on cleaning and maintaining hygiene. So we don't generally, move these sofas on a daily basis, maybe on a weekly basis, fortnightly basis, monthly basis, or half yearly, quarterly, half yearly, like that. We clean everything in our home. So these festivals offer an opportunity for us and remind us to perform deep cleaning, so that we eliminate the unwanted things, and also clean every nook and corner, so that we do not get any diseases or get away from the insects and other dust and so on. An earthen lamp diya is more than a decoration. It symbolizes purity, goodness, and the exit of darkness from a space. Since Lakshmi Puja falls on the new moon, Amavasya, the pitch dark black darkness of the sky is substituted by the lamp. So this Lakshmi Puja extinguishes the darkness of your life and also darkness outside by lighting up a lamp. And also Goddess Lakshmi is described as a true source of wealth, prosperity, fortune. Goddess Lakshmi's skin is always painted gold to represent her position as a boon giver to her devotees. So Goddess Lakshmi is always dressed in red color, which depicts her blood-like constant movements and fluidity. Generally, a red, green are the most favorite colors which are used for the decoration of Goddess Lakshmi. Sometimes blue is also used. Currency of fortune is also referred to as Lakshmi. So Goddess Lakshmi is worshipped throughout the year and with special puja sessions at the time of festival. And these occasions, Deepavali and Lakshmi Puja, also serve as a reset button. As the family members come around and chant the goddess' honor, new ledgers and accounts accounts books are put on the idol's feet for blessings. It's a transcendent experience that propels people forward into the next phase of their life. Lakshmi Puja brings new optimism and promise to the Hindu community. As devotees gather around to worship the goddess, there's a prayer to absolve the sins of the past and to fill the future with wealth and fortune. And it is a hope for better tomorrow. And Lakshmi Puja is also part of 5-day festival already mentioned, Deepavali celebration, which brings everyone together. Long distance relatives travel home to celebrate the festival with their kin, and sweets, gifts are exchanged with the neighbors and communities. And it is one of the biggest festivals of the year. And especially in West Bengal, we see worshipping of goddess Kali, not only just on Dasara, but also on Diwali. As Kali symbolizes divine energy or Shakti, she destroys evil with the world, within the world and outside it. The universe owes the redemption to her. Kali, also called as Kalika, is the first among 10 indomitable goddesses or the Dasa Mahavidyas of Hindu scriptures. Her name also means time, death, and darkness. If one looks at the statues depicting her likeness, it's easy to see why Kali wears a garland containing the heads of decapitated demons with one foot and Lord Shiva's chest. It's an inspiring, terrifying sight and a story with great mythological significance. Legend says that two demons, Nishambhu and Shambhu, once roamed the heavens, creating chaos and destruction in the realm of Indra, the king of gods. The demons became powerful, forcing the gods to take refuge in the Himalayas, where they sought guidance from the goddess Durga. To restore balance, Kali was born out of Durga's forehead, and Kali embarked on the quest to destroy the demons. She killed them and made a garland of their heads to wear around the neck. But the power and rage overwhelmed Kali. She went on a rampage, slaughtering everyone in her path, destroying the evil and the bad. Lord Shiva decided to intervene, but a rage-fueled Kali stepped on Shiva. Unknowingly, she finally realized that what she had done. When you look at the popular depictions of the goddess Kali, artist sculptures immortalize that moment in the mythology. The legend has been around since the dawn of the time. The festival, not so much, but Kali Puja celebrations gained popularity in the West Bengal. Today, Kali Puja, Durga Puja are synonymous with life and culture in Bengal. People pay tribute to the various Kali temples and shrines. Some embark on long pilgrimages for her celebrations. Each year are grand and only getting bigger. The Mercurial Kali also exists as a tribal goddess outside institutionalized and elite religious systems. Goddess Kali emerges as the incarnation of Goddess Durga, fury in the Markandeya Purana. The historic traditions of Tantra worship Kali's most dangerous form, Samhara Kali, epitomizing death and destruction. Aristocrats and wealthy landowners in Bengal order their subjects to observe Kali Puja. And people can pray to Kali both at home or inside a temple. Kali Puja at home usually involves chanting, meditation in a designated sacred space. The main prasad, devotional offering during the puja, is Bogar Kichurgi. It is a traditional Bengal dish made with rice, lentils, vegetables, and spices. Both Kali Puja and Diwali fall on the same day, especially in Bengal context, while most of the India worships goddess Lakshmi, people in Eastern India worship goddess Kali and also goddess Lakshmi, and also other deities like goddess Kubera, goddess Ganesha, and so on. So, generally, the puja takes place in the evenings or nights. People prefer red hibiscus flowers, the goddess' favorite, rice sweets, and lentils, followed by the feasting next day. So, join thousands of pilgrims at the temples, especially if with respect to Kali Puja, magnificent Kali Ghat in Kolkata city. The temple is one of the most important sites of goddess Kali. Today is also celebrated as Naraka Chaturdasi. It is also known as Choti Diwali, as it is celebrated on the second day of the 5-day long Diwali festival, which is part of the Diwali 5-day Diwali festival. As already mentioned, Diwali begins with Dhanteras and ends with Bhai Dooj. It is also known as Kali Chaudas, Roop Chaudas, or Naraka Nivaran Chaturdashi. It is also celebrated a day before Lakshmi Puja or Diwali and comes a day after Dhanteras or Dhantrayodashi. People also get up earlier and celebrate all these days with oil baths, puja, worship festivals. Naraka Chaturdashi is a festival with a deep meaning. Narakasura, a demon, was killed on this day by Krishna, Satyabhama, and Kali, all divine entities according to the belief. Krishna, one of the most widely revered and most popular of all Hindu divinities, is worshipped as a supreme god and incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Satyabhama, the fairy wife of Lord Sri Krishna, also helped kill the demon king with whom this day is associated. Goddess Kali, which in Sanskrit means she who is black or she who is death, is a goddess of time, doomsday, and also death. So, in some regions of India, the day is allotted to the worship of Mahakali or Shakti, as they believe that Narakasura was killed by the Kali on this day. Hence, also referred to as Naraka Chaturdashi, Kali Chaudas is a day to abolish laziness and evil, which creates hell in human life on earth. The underlying theme of this simple victory story of good over evil is also importance of cooperation and collaboration for perfect partnership in a relationship. On Naraka Chaturdashi morning, Abhyang Snan, a holy bath, is taken before sunrise. Application of kajal in the eyes is believed to keep away the nazar of evil eye. Puja is also performed with oil, flowers, and sandalwood. Various dishes are prepared using the rice taken from the fresh harvest available at that time. Food offering prasads, meaning favor or grace, are also made using jaggery, sugar, ghee, and rice flakes. Houses are lit with lamps in the evening. Generally, 5 days are grandly celebrated in some communities because both are working and because of nowadays, lack of holidays and time, people are celebrating in the mornings and evenings rather than day long. In some regions like Goa, paper-made effigies of Narakasura filled with firecrackers are made and they are burnt early in the morning. A bitter berry is crushed under the feet, signifying killing of Narakasura by Lord Sri Krishna. It symbolizes evil and the removal of ignorance. On this day, there are also messages many people celebrating sent to their family and friends. These includes variations of well wishes of prosperity, happiness, joy, peace, and success. Many also pray for the divine guidance towards a happy, healthy life. So Naraka Chaturdashi is a reminder that in the end, evil never survives. Maybe temporarily, evil may show up or seems like it has succeeded, but the end, ultimately, evil never survives. So even if you are not an Hindu or Indian, wishing well for others on the day is surely going to be appreciated by your friends or acquaintances who celebrate this holiday religiously. And this is a sentiment that is quite universal, as this day marks triumph of good over evil. And we truly believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, irrespective of any religion, caste, creed, ethnicity, race, color, gender. We always pray for the well-being of the entire world because we feel, we treat, and we believe that entire world is one family, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and we are all members of one family. So we pray for the entire well-being, health, well-being, and prosperity of everyone. Today, so with this, we shall conclude the commemoration of the festival, and we will take 2-3 commemorations, which is very important on this day, and then we'll close the session, not taking much time. Today is also commemorated as World Pneumonia Day. It is dedicated to spread awareness among the people to understand the need to stand together and demand action in the fight against this disease. Pneumonia is the world's biggest infectious killer of children and adults. On average, it alone kills more children than the combined mortality rate caused by AIDS, measles, and malaria. It is the lack of oxygen in the lungs that makes us realize how important oxygen is to our bodies and makes lung health a priority worldwide. The World Pneumonia Day, we look forward to coming together to understand how crucial oxygen is for us and what can be done in our fight against pneumonia. Since respiratory ailments are quite prominent right now, this makes World Pneumonia Day even more relevant. The Global Coalition Against Child Pneumonia observed the first World Pneumonia Day in 2009. Their aim was to bring the facts of severity of pneumonia to public knowledge and to join hands to bring global attention to the neglected condition of pneumonia. The day was observed with the general motto, Healthy Lungs for All, and this has been maintained since the first World Pneumonia Day in 2009. Additions to the motto theme around running campaigns included to provide enough protection against the disease and to make treatment centers accessible to the people suffering from the disease. This year, which is the first World Pneumonia Day, was observed. It was killing approximately 1.2 million children each year. Within 4 years of observing this day at an international and global scale, in 2013, World Health Organization and UNICEF launched an integrated global action plan for prevention and control of pneumonia and diarrhea. In the next 4 years, in efforts to establish as much control over pneumonia and diarrhea, the first public-private partnership to support governments achieve the Global Action Plan for Pneumonia and Diarrhea, GAPPD, was made under the name Every Breath Counts. So other than this, several other initiatives have also been taken at various levels to counter attacks made by pneumonia, which still acts as a major infectious killer of children and adults. Although the vaccine could only prevent a few causes of the disease, it paves the way for the introduction of the second vaccination, which prevents most types of disease. The first vaccine for bacterial pneumonia was in 1977. So World Pneumonia Day marked every year on 12th November, which was raised to advocate for the global action to protest against, help prevent and effectively treat this deadly illness. So the Pneumonia Diagnosis Project is working to identify the most accurate and acceptable devices for the use by frontline health workers in remote places, especially in Cambodia and Uganda. So many countries across Africa, Asia, and Latin America battle pneumonia. So put a pearl ribbon on your shirt and explain the meaning of this ribbon to those who ask. Talk about this disease in your circle. You never know. There might be someone in the need of the help which may provide to them. Talk about this disease in your circle because there might be someone in need that could provide them. Join the local health. Join the local health bodies or medical organizations and participate in their campaigns to spread awareness about the effect of this disease and how more needs to be made to prevent more efforts. So be an anonymous donor to a pneumonia patient, spend some money or a donation and give it to local clinic or hospital where there are patients with this disease. Encourage others to do so same, help save a life. Scientists and doctors have the pneumonia can be caused by bacteria or fungi, or both simultaneously. It can be caused by simple breathing in the food we eat or inhaling dust or smallest toxin in the air, which can cause disease in the human body. So breastfeeding also helps in fighting against it. Doctors have said children who regularly fed on mother's milk had greater immunity, and so even if they contracted pneumonia, had a greater chance of fighting the disease and recovering from it. So around 8,08,694 children died because of this disease, and this accounts for 15% of all deaths in children under 5 years of age in 2017. Pneumonia can be caused by fungi or bacteria or possibly both. But for the treatment to be effective, diagnosing the case is critical. And pneumonia has more than 30 different causes. Recently, there has been a 75% rise in overall number of pneumonia cases globally as lung health has been seriously compromised. Pneumonia starts off as a mild flu, but it can quickly develop itself into a life-threatening disease. And it's still there are only a few genuine treatment options that are available for pneumonia. It will be only through our combined efforts that international health bodies will take this matter seriously and stop neglecting this disease. Many people are ignorant about the seriousness of treating pneumonia in early stages of disease, as mentioned above. Knowing what caused the disease in the first place is as crucial as the treatment itself. There are different combinations of antibiotics available for the treatment, and different vaccinations too for prevention, but they need to be made accessible to the average man or woman. Our future exists in our upcoming generations. We need to make effort, if not for us, then for our children, so that they grow up healthy and free from our disease. Our efforts today will pave the way for the advancements in the treatment options for this disease in future. Today is also commemorated as International Tongue Twister Day. Tongue twisters are a silly way to pass time or practice pronunciation. Shoot, you can even use them to practice a foreign language. It's time to celebrate all the twisty things you can say with your tongue. So give your tongue a good workout on International Tongue Twister Day. On tongue twisters, the popular nonsensical sayings that are ridiculously hard to say or deceptively easy, whichever way you want to look at it, might seem to simply alliterative string of words meant to trip up, well, your tongue, but as it turns out, tongue twisters are not random, which is why the popular ones like Peter Piper and the woodchuck have been around for a hot minute. Whether you are trying to master Peter Piper, the woodchuck, or even the Guinness Book of World Records, most difficult recorded tongue twister is the sixth sick shake, sixth sheep sick. You are sure you to get your tongue endlessly tied. So this week is also commemorated as perioperative nurse week in US, celebrating the achievements and contributions of perioperative nurses to the medical field. These nurses handle patient care before, during, after surgical procedures are irreplaceable. And this week is also commemorated as Nurse Practitioner Week in US. To recognize these incredible healthcare providers and raise awareness of the powerful role they play in ensuring general health and well-being. And the nurse practice profession has been in existence for almost 60 years now. Nurse practitioners are highly educated and trained medical professionals who are almost like doctors. In addition to their fundamental roles as registered nurses, they also provide primary care, counseling, diagnosis, offer health education, and write prescriptions. So this week is also commemorated as International Fraud Awareness Week from November 12th to 18th. The aim is to create awareness of fraud through fraud prevention campaigns and education. Did you know that the Ponzi scheme was named after Charles Ponzi, who defrauded banks of about $20 million in 1920? Fraud is defined as an intentional act of deceiving someone to secure an unlawful or unfair gain. Fraud is not only financial, it also includes identity theft, voter fraud, healthcare fraud, and many more. Fraud is pervasive in every area of human lives, and it's becoming more sophisticated and rewarding. Education, on the other hand, removes such faults from the society and helps to better it. Week is also commemorated as National Split Pea Soup Week in the US. With the eclectic mixture of colorful vegetables, fresh peas, split pea soup seduces the senses and make anyone with reach eager for a taste. with its inviting aroma and welcoming warmth. This week is also commemorated as Get Outdoors Week from November 12th to 20 in New Zealand. To spend time in great outdoors, New Zealand is one of the most beautiful countries, the backdrop for the Lord of Rings, the Hobbit trilogies. The Pacific country has a budding outdoor recreational community ranging from triathletes and hikers to mountaineers and surfers. So, Edmund Hillary, one of the first men to reach the summit of the Mount Everest, came from the New Zealand. Get Outdoors Week encourages citizens to reignite the spark of travel and adventure within them. This week is also commemorated as Human-Animal Relationship Awareness Week, which is observed annually in the second week of November. So this week extends from November 12th to 18th, and it was created to help us to realize the importance of the connection we share with our pets and also to promote safer and more compassionate attitude towards their well-being. In particular, negative interactions can jeopardize the formation of positive human-animal relationships. Even if the number of positive interactions far exceeds the negative ones, however, a high-quality level of relationship can withstand the deviations from positive interactions or to be more resistant to negative. The Institute of Animals and Society is an organization that explores and promotes respectful relationships between humans and animals. They initiated the idea of celebrating the world's most anticipated Human and Animal Awareness Week. This weekly event, which first started in November 2016, regularly hosts programs, seminars, joint activities, and efforts to achieve an environment that benefits both humans and animals. On this day, pet owners try to do something special for their animals. After all, most of us, our pets are like family members. Greatly influence, improve, and enrich our daily lives. Pets are often looking for love and communication with people. Positive relationships between humans and animals can evoke positive emotions and other positive outcomes for the well-being. It was thought that a goldfish could only remember for 3 seconds, but some studies have found that it can remember things for up to 6 months. The age of the oldest turtle in the history is 190 years, and turtles can live more than a century. Guinea pigs make 11 different sounds. They are very smart and use 11 individual sounds to communicate. Hamsters are banned in Hawaii because if they escape and reproduce, they will destroy plants and other animals. To save energy, cats spend most of their time sleeping, and cats spend around 70% of their life sleeping. So this week is important as it's a week made for the sake of both humans and animals' well-being. Take time out to days celebrate. Everyone loves animals. They brighten our lives, giving emotions and that are hard to describe. So animals are precious. It often happens that it is difficult for people to establish a connection with animals. So guidance may be required. Experts will point out our mistakes and guide us in building a friendly relationship with the pets. So with this, we once again wish you happy Diwali, and may Goddess Lakshmi shower you with health, well-being, and prosperity for the next coming year and for your entire life. So with this, we shall end the sessions for the day, and the feedback form has been shared in the form of chat box. We request everyone to quickly fill the feedback form before you leave the platform. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining us on this wonderful occasion. And, always these festivals are for a good beginning. So many friends of us have been asking why we need to have session on festivals also, because it is also a good start for many things. So even on festival days, when we are persistently working, consistently working on something which we are doing regularly, it also means not starting new things, but also continuing things which also contributes to the health and prosperity and also well-being of all. So it also reminds us that consistency and persistence are also key to success. That's why, with the blessings of Goddess Lakshmi, we pray for everyone, including all of us, to shower her blessings on all of us, in blessing us with health, prosperity, wealth, wisdom, and a whole lot of opportunities ahead. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.